morning, folks. I'm John Mullen, the Energy Evangelist, and this is my colleague.
Hi, I'm Laura Short, the Queen of Green at Heart.
And just to help with participation, if you can see the screen share or the slides, we're actually using something called slido.com. So if you're on a mobile or a laptop, you can actually use the QR codes to go to the participation area, or you can go to slido.com and put in the number 2348653. So if you want, or let's just wait for another minute or so, and then we'll get going.
So we're running this webinar today just to introduce you to the carbon footprinting process in the Clearly Net Zero Masterclass. And we just want everyone to get an understanding of what the masterclass is going to involve, and hopefully we'll have plenty of people today joining so that we can have lots of questions and people can ask what they need to about their journey towards carbon footprinting.
Okay. So
we'll just wait for everyone to join today. It's nice to see some people, some familiar names and faces.
Okay. Somebody said microphone is really crackly.
Oh dear.
Unfortunately, I don't think it might be the broadband connection.
Technology's great until you need to use it.
Yes, don't we love technology?
Please let us know if you can hear us clearly, or if you're struggling.
Yes. The more responses we get back from you, the better, because we want to make this the right thing for you guys.
Okay, so I think we've got everyone here today, so we are going to start the webinar.
Okie dokie. So, hello folks. I'm John Mullen and I'm the Energy Evangelist, and we'll just start by telling you a little bit of our story. Me personally, I've been renovating and upgrading properties, always looking for better and cheaper solutions because I'm a business analyst. I'm also a commercial electrician. I'm also software and telecoms engineer. I've owned and been a director of a few IT-based solutions companies. And it's all about looking for the best solution for our clients. And then I got into property development and started to grow an independent commercial energy brokerage. From this, I've worked as an energy solutions analyst, and that's whenever things became interesting.
Yeah, and I'm Laura Short, the Queen of Green at Heart, and I've been an environmental business consultant for over 15 years now. Yeah, I've worked with all kinds of different businesses, but SMEs are really where my heart lies, because saving money, saving jobs for a small company means so much more to them. It's more personal. You're not just a number. Over the years, I've been involved in projects across the spectrum of resource management, saving businesses money, securing jobs in difficult financial times, and it's always been my passion, and I'm hoping to continue to share it with as many businesses as possible.
So, why are we here? We've actually worked with each other for the past 4 years, and even though we come from quite different backgrounds and points of view, we've realized how much we're actually going in the same direction.
Yeah, but even though we've come from those different points of view, we both realized that the whole economy was grinding forward far too slowly, certainly for our liking anyway. But we were always talking about change, and our clients were talking about change, but the change just wasn't happening quick enough.
So, industry is trying so hard to find a way forward. But if you look at the papers and the media today, what you get is chaos, confusion, arguments. Everybody's talking about moving away from dirty fuels such as petrol, diesel, coal, but the big corporations are still built on those foundations, and they've been there for the last 100 years. So some of these corporations are even being accused of creating chaos. So people like you and me end up arguing and not actually making any changes.
But we decided that the arguing needs to stop, the chaos needs to stop. We're just getting on with the job at hand, helping clients make clear, informed decisions so that hopefully they can move forward.
So these are some of the problems that we're finding as we talk to you clients. Whenever you go out with your friends and chat, and they come up with an idea, and you go, oh yeah, we need to do that as well. But where's the business plan? Have you actually checked it's the best solution for your business? Number two, if net zero is our actual goal, what does it mean? Is it don't burn things? Or don't generate any carbon, as in with your pencil? Or let's go back to the Stone Age.
Yeah.
More on that later.
Yeah, but just for the sake of clarity, let's just get an idea and define what carbon net zero actually is, because there's lots of ideas thrown around. Is it the same as carbon neutral? Does it mean no carbon at all? Well, let's just clarify that's physically impossible. There's embedded carbon in everything. There is no possibility a company can ever be completely carbon neutral. Carbon net zero is the amount of human-caused greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere, balanced out by the amount of greenhouse gases removed from the atmosphere over a specified time. So when we're talking about greenhouse gases, they are measured in tonnes of carbon dioxide equivalent, but that's very different to carbon neutral.
Yes. The difference between net zero and carbon neutral is this. Carbon neutrality means that you can compensate for your emissions. And typically, this is accomplished by using carbon offsets. But that actually means somebody else. You're paying somebody else to be responsible for your problem. Whereas net zero requires you to actually get rid of carbon through efficiency, electrification, renewables, or other means. And that means you are taking responsibility for your problem. And just lost the mouse.
Yeah, so in terms of those problems that we were just talking about, we'll just carry on with some of those. Lots of our clients have very similar problems, and one of them seems to be that no one is taking real responsibility for setting goals. We've defined them, but no one's actually carrying on with it and doing the work. And then where do we start with that? Once we've decided we're actually going to do something, what are we looking for? How are we going to measure it? And it raises even more questions than it's generating in the first place. There's lots of free tools out there being offered. Most of them are just a bunch of formatted spreadsheets, if I'm being perfectly honest. But we want to know how we can use this to create more opportunities for business. And if it doesn't make money for you, then why would you bother in the first place?
Okay, folks, I'm actually getting a few messages saying, yes, the crackling is very real.
Oh dear.
Let me just check any connections.
We are going to send out a video version of this recording, so you can watch it back, and hopefully there won't be any crackling in that. But moving on to looking at what is stopping you going green. So this is the interactive part of the session. If you log on through the Slido app or go to slido.com, as we mentioned at the beginning, you can now let us know what is stopping you going green. So if you're a business owner or an employee, what are the things that are getting in your way of moving your business forward towards net zero? Or an even blunter question, what is stopping you from saving money? So hopefully we are going to get some answers coming in now. Yeah, I can see a few of you. Money, yeah, definitely.
Always the same.
It's not the easiest thing in the world, and it's not the cheapest thing in the world. However, in the 15 or so years that I've been doing this, I've never come across a company that I haven't been able to save any money for. And we actually guarantee our work by saying that if we cannot save you money, you don't pay for the course. So, I mean, that's quite a powerful thing for us to say as a small business ourselves. We're actually willing to give our time for free if we're not able to save you anything, which has never happened. So knowledge, yeah, definitely, and cash flow again, yeah. Knowledge is something that we will cover in the masterclass, and we'll also cover it a little bit more today as well. That's great. It's nice to see some of you participating in it as well. So moving on.
Okay. So what we did, we actually threw away all the rubbish, all the freebies, all the stuff that we were struggling with, and we wanted to start to build and look for the right tools. But we needed both you, the clients, and the industry leaders to have a look at the structure and make the statement, this is the standard that we all want. It needed to be easy for everyone to understand and have a strong structure which was able to stand up to some shaking.
Yeah, it also needs to stretch from big businesses with their complex needs right down to the sole traders. It had to be the right form and the right cost for both levels of the spectrum, and it needed to be built for the real world, working for real clients. And this is something we've tested out on a few of our clients as well.
So these were the aims that we established when we needed. We needed good, clear definitions which helped you see where you were going, with a structure that made sense, helping you grow and improve your business and can be molded for your business needs.
So with all that in mind, welcome to Clearly Net Zero.
Yes.
So we found that when we actually brought people together to learn and share their experiences, that the journey wasn't quite so big and daunting. We knew that our clients needed to be able to measure and make informed decisions in a step-by-step fashion, but we also had to find the best and the most cost-effective business analysis tool to prove those solutions. So we came up with what we like to call the 3-pillar model.
Yes. So we started thinking about like-minded businesses and and how if we built community, they could work and grow together, learning to develop, to sell, to grow from each other's experiences. It can be hard to make decisions on your own. How do you want to change and grow? The next question is, how can you prove that the growth is happening? It can be a constant vicious cycle of not knowing what's right for you. But we do need to learn together, and this gives us a competitive advantage through cost savings and business intelligence. And through that, we're creating a circular economy of buyer-consumer. Not every solution will work for you personally, but sharing with others means that it could be a solution that another business needs. So because of this, we have a 3-pillar model for our Clearly Net Zero Masterclass: community, collaboration, and confidence, all of which is simple, accessible, and solution-based.
Yeah, you'll see there's a theme of 3s in everything that we do. Yeah, in our business, we started to see that collaboration, and as we worked together, this included, establishing solutions that are happening for right now, not leaving it for a few years' time. And we both had a mutual frustration that the industry and economy was not moving quick enough. But now we are starting to see that organic growth, helping clients to step out of that vicious circle. And we never stop bouncing ideas off each other and with our clients as well. So we found that with having very similar views about sustainability and business continuity, that sharing those same frustrations with our clients, we knew that we'd found a reliable information source that we could use for any business. And with a community that's sharing ideas and struggles, we can grow rapidly as we collaborate together as well.
Yes. So out of this community and collaboration, we started to find confidence. Confidence and working together creates a competitive advantage. And through this business analysis, we also saw cost saving. It can be hard and overwhelming when we can't see the wood for the trees. So we need a baseline to measure against. One simple example is, how do we interpret and compare bills, especially across sites and different suppliers, different sizes of office and warehouse? Lots of businesses operate just on a cost basis every month, as in so many pence per unit of energy. But when we see confidence in the data which comes from consumption, then we can draw comparisons about our growth and our development. One issue we find from clients is simply not understanding their bills. All providers have different bill formats, the information is in different places, and they're simply just hard to interpret, so there's no confidence. But we always need to perform a business analysis against standard measurements. If we don't understand the data, we can't compare and set realistic expectations for each type of element of individual's business. Without data, there's no confidence and no proving of solutions. But with a supportive community that collaborates together, there is confidence. We learn together, we walk together. We've got a solid foundation to step up to the next level.
So we've already defined what net zero does or doesn't mean, but how do you actually understand that process to get there with so many different starting points? And it comes back to what one of the participants put in the other section, the slide, in the poll, about knowledge. So who are your go-to trusted sources? Who's done this before? What have they struggled with? You know, even as far as what installer did they use? How much was it? Because that's very important to know as well. But with the Clearly Net Zero Masterclass, we're going to give you the opportunity to reframe that thinking and stop this kind of scattergun approach of, well, let's just try this and that and see how it goes, and start to move forward with structure and purpose in what we do.
So, do you actually know how much energy you've used over the last year? Have you used less than the year before? If you've used less, can you actually work out how much you've added to your cash flow? So you need to be able to measure energy and carbon usage.
It's not always that easy. The bigger the client, the longer the timeline, and the more complex the transition to be able to measure this accurately. This will always be true. Smaller companies, obviously, you're not using as much, so it's slightly easier to measure. And we have a holiday company client who has over 20 holiday sites with a mixture of different meter types. Some are manual, some are digital, some are smart, and quite frankly, some of them are out of the arc, but that's their problem.
Yes, but on top of that, half of the sites have over 1,000 sub-meters for holiday lodges. We only have one option to start with that volume of data. We have to automate the collection of data, even just at the site level to start with. Then we can start to group the sites together according to what the business operations are. So all of the holiday parks are grouped together, then the commercial shops grouped together, and then the office units. This helps us to make comparisons between groups. So let's have a look at the holiday parks. Well, how do you measure a 300 lodge site with a site with only 100 lodges? We need to have the right way of measuring difference, perhaps allocating a correction factor, that helps quantify the average age of the lodges and how they're insulated. You need to measure apples with apples, and then different sites can start to compete with each other to reduce the level of energy usage. This is business intelligence in action, and it helps you make the right decisions for the right job. Each solution is individual, and you need to know how to assess your business.
And this is just one of the solutions that we discuss within the masterclass program itself. So we're going to do another bit of participation. So if you can log back onto Slido and let us know what kind of energy saving solutions you've already installed. Some you might not agree with, you might not think all of them on the list are a great idea, but that's why we emphasize that it has to be the right solution. Sorry, we've skipped forward a little bit too much there. We'll go back. Yeah, the right solution for the right business and an individual business. Not all those solutions are going to be applicable to everybody, especially if you're in, say, a rented building. But you know, is it better to heat a room to a higher temperature for one person out of, you know, a bunch of people in an office, or is it better to heat the individual? There's lots of different questions that are raised from different types of technology. So that's part of what we would look at in the masterclass, is what's necessarily relevant for your business. You can see that some people have actually got solar PV within their business, which is great. But was it the right choice for you? Was it the right technology to use in that particular instance? Or was it because you got preferential rates at the time? Lots of people looking at insulation, which is fantastic, and we would always encourage businesses to make their building as thermally efficient as possible before you start on the kind of sexy technology.
Oh, yes, yes.
I mean, solar looks great, you know, but at the end of the day, are you just heating the outside world, really?
Yeah.
You know, if your windows are open and your doors are drafty, it doesn't really matter what technology you put in there. You're not going to save as much money as you should have done.
Yeah, we always start off with the simple things first of all, and that can be, you know, your front door. Maybe we put in another door inside to create a porch, so that whenever you open one door, all of your heat doesn't go out of the office.
And there's lots and lots of simple solutions that might actually seem too simple, but have you implemented them all yet? And is it necessarily something that you need to look at before you start doing everything else?
Yeah.
So with those kind of things in mind, we're just going to get a little bit deeper into what we actually do within the masterclass itself.
So we use a piece of software which actually helps us measure all of the data. Some of this, it can collect data automatically. Some of it, you have to feed in the information on a monthly basis. But it can tell you how much energy or how much carbon per employee you're using, or per turnover, or per meter squared of your office space. It also helps you to see KPIs. So, but the main thing is that we're measuring this information using this tool to provide us with what we call SECR data, which stands for, I'm sure you're asking, Streamlined Energy and Carbon Reporting. But it's because it's a standardized report format, so companies can be compared against each other. From this, we can show ongoing progress against key performance indicators. And then from these KPIs, we can visually see what is happening.
Yeah, but remember that these need to be built over time. So we're not expecting you to plug in all the data straight away and have all 3 scopes covered. We need to show ongoing progression as well. This is something that we will onboard clients with during the masterclass and support you with throughout the ongoing 12 months. Not all the sources of data are easily available. It's not necessarily the easiest task to collate it all, but that's what we support you with, and we would always encourage you to start off where you have a robust data set, and then build on there. And this is long-term business intelligence. This is not a quick fix or a short-term solution.
Yeah, we don't do tick boxes.
No. So a lot of companies, when we are trying to look at addressing these mistakes, do tend to, and it's not a criticism because we would like people just to start somewhere, but they do tend to just follow what other people are doing or other companies are doing, kind of just pointing your finger randomly and thinking, oh, that's a good idea, we'll do that. But who's actually taking responsibility for that? And it's something we talked about before in terms of mistakes that people make. But it needs to start with business directors, business owners, the top level of company organisation. And then the responsibility to complete these changes needs to be allocated throughout the business at all levels, because that's when you get all staff involved. The path and the timescale can change as long as the goal stays the same. So if you measure that change and you can use the results to demonstrate the progress, then your plan is there to succeed.
So, what's your plan to succeed? Your plan to improve? What's your business model and timescales, and have you maintained that progression? Do your employees know the action plan? Having these plans will help you raise sales, raise finance, retain employees, because it demonstrates your commitment to improvement. And now, larger companies, whenever they're putting out tenders, they require SECR data and a green business plan to win tenders. If you provide the data, you are much closer. Sometimes you will be the only one who provides that data, and you will win the tender because of it. But this masterclass solution provides SECR data and a business plan to meet your tendering requirements, and will help you succeed and grow.
Yeah, everyone wants more business. I mean, I've never come across a business owner that says they want less business. Potentially, you might want it to slow down at times, but no one ever wants that business to go away entirely. But do you actually know how to access favourable green finance and get the best score in a tender application? Without that carbon baseline and that carbon footprinting, you're already setting yourself up to fail in that tender process, unfortunately. And it doesn't matter if your contract price is really low, or other aspects of your tender application are great. Without that SECR data and those green accounts, you've failed to actually satisfy the tender requirements of most PQQs, unfortunately. The aim of the masterclass is to show how well you're progressing and how your business is becoming resilient.
Yes, so a sustainable business is one that is still in business 10, 15, 20 years from now.
Yeah. And that's a mantra I've
Yes.
said to all my clients throughout the years. You have to be in business to be a sustainable business.
So, we hope you found it useful to learn about what we'll be covering in the masterclass program. So let's tell you a bit more about the details for joining and how the program works.
Yeah, so the actual masterclass program itself can be found, and details of it, at clearlynetzero.com. All classes are going to be limited to 10 businesses working together, because we feel that is a comfortable amount for the right amount of collaboration without it becoming too much and too many different voices within that group. Monthly classes will be held, and we'll alternate between virtual and in person, so we get time together, but also understanding that not every business owner can take time out each month. It allows participants to develop their individual solutions in a time frame that suits them.
And it also includes the business intelligence software subscription for the coming year. And to confirm the results which you're getting out of the software, the data is externally audited and verified to show progress each year. This is to make sure that it's the right solution for you, and we're offering a clearly net zero masterclass evaluation call. So if you are interested, please follow this link. It's calendly.com, clearly net zero /join us. And that will be active for the next couple of days, but it's a limited number of booking slots where we can only cope with so many.
Yeah, we want to make sure that the masterclass is the right program for you. We don't just take on clients willy-nilly and it's not the right solution for them. So if you're serious about your journey towards net zero, then we'd love to speak to you. We'd love to answer any other questions that you've got that you maybe want to ask outside of this group. But we are now going to open the session up to a Q&A. So again, through Slido, you can ask any questions you like, and we'll be here to answer them all. We hope you've enjoyed it today, and we hope you're going to join us on the masterclass very soon.
Yes. So if there's any questions, we'll get sharing.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got a question coming in. How do we join? Okay, so if you head over to clearlynetzero.com, you can join through there or give us a call, and our phone number is
01524 259 200.
Drop us an email. We're on LinkedIn, and we can answer any questions through that.
What else? What's the actual cost? For a standard subscription, it's $3,500 per year. This includes the software, which is $1,500, which includes configuration, so time actually individualizing the software to your business, and $2,000 for the masterclasses.
Yeah. We've spent a lot of time working out the cost on this, and no, it's not a cheap option, but we feel it's the most cost-effective solution that's on the market today. And the amount of expertise that you get from John and myself, it's a very personal service, it's a very individual service, and we hope that you get a lot more saving than you're actually spending on this course.
Yes.
But we would love to see many people there making more money than that.
And to even guarantee that, there is a 12-month guarantee. So if you've actually been taking part and you are getting no return from it, you can actually ask for your money back.
Yeah.
That's how confident we are.
Yeah, we are very confident.
Energy, you can save money on energy in multiple different ways.
Yeah.
And it's changing so rapidly, the solutions are changing so rapidly. It's a fascinating place to work in.
It is. So thank you everyone that's asked questions. If you do want to ask them privately, then by all means sign up for a evaluation call or just message us directly and we'll get back to you. And we'll see you at the masterclass very soon.
Yes, or if you want a copy of the webinar to go over again or to show to somebody else, please give us a call.
Yeah, all right. We'll see you soon.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.